Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Kandi and the Gang Season 1 Episode 8. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you are back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Kandi and the Gang. Alright y'all, let's get into it if we're gonna get into it. When the episode first opens up, they're over at Aunt Nora's house, right? And so they're getting together to try to find Aunt Bertha a little friend. Child, not a little friend, honey. You know how they come in, the older people, when they get a little boyfriend. This my friend. Girl. So Mama Joyce is looking on a dating site. Here go Aunt Bertha. I don't need now. I don't need now, child. So Aunt Nora was like, well, you might like it if you tried. So then Aunt Bertha said, fine too, and we gonna go on a double date. And baby, Aunt Bertha about to get her groove back. Do y'all hear me? Baby, they searching this dating site and whatnot, so they start taking pictures for their profile. Mama Joyce up there smiling like she's taking a school picture. Say cheese. Look up, Marlon. Say cheese. Child, this is a fool. Her dating profile says Mama Joyce is 72, Miss Independent, a feisty senior, and keeps it tight and right. So, child, then it's Aunt Bertha's turn, honey. She got a little hand underneath her chin, child, because you know she ain't gonna give them too much. Her dating profile says Aunt Bertha is 80, enjoys putting people in their place like an M&M, hard on the outside, sweet on the inside. What in the world? What is this, child? What is this? This too much for me, child. This is just too much. Y'all fast tail selves, honey, getting fast on the dating site, swiping left and right and whatnot. In the next scene, Chandrika and June go to meet up with Dom. June, I spot a wedding band. Y'all married already? Honey, because I noticed that. I said, why he got that wedding band on? Chandrika, let me find out. So then Dawn walks into the lion's den and she starts talking about what happened when she went inside the party, right? So Dom said, yeah, you know, I told them, well, y'all invited them. Chandrika gonna say, yeah, he wanted June to come so bad. Now, I remember all that. Now, y'all was all at the table and he just gave a blanket invitation, but you were invited nonetheless. So June gonna say, yeah, you know, I wasn't coming to be petty. I was just coming to show that I wasn't worried. I wouldn't even been worried about proving that I wasn't worried. Honey, I just would not have come. But that's just me. So then June told Dom, yeah, we can't do that no more though. Like, we come as a unit, we leave as a unit. He said, if y'all friends, the sisterhood needs to be tighter. Dom is like, well, I was already in there and there was a lot going on in there. Girl, what nothing going on in there except slow singing and flower bringing when Brian took the mic and started singing. Girl, goodbye. Child, wasn't nothing happening. Do y'all hear me? Wasn't nothing happening at that housewarming repast. Not nothing. So Dawn was making all kinds of excuses, child, why she couldn't come back outside. She was like, you know, my bosses were in there and, you know, just everyone was in there. Well, Dawn, y'all wasn't at work, though. And Brian was feeling all up on you in front of the bosses and the OLG. So everything is everything, girl. So he's telling her, he's like, yeah, you know, think about it as y'all going to the club. And she's like, it's not the club. She said, look, you wrong for saying that. So in the confessional, she's like, June, shut the up, okay? And Drika, get your man. Drika was like, yeah, Torin didn't make it no better. June said, yeah, I'm gonna have to talk to him too. Ooh, child. June is serious about his hunty. Honey, do you hear me? Maybe he's serious about his woman. But, sir, don't address me. Okay, I am a lady. Drika, you and all that mouth should pipe up, speak your speech, and tell Dom and Torin how you feel, girl. Like, I appreciate him having Drika's back, but baby, don't address me. Okay? As a man, you don't address me. And that's how I feel about that. Moving forward. So, child, Dom was turned off, child. She said, I gotta go to work. I'ma see y'all. Child, she got to go. Over at the OLG, it's business as usual, and Brian is telling Chandrika about the toupee funeral that he about to have for his pay and whatnot. So, okay, so that's the funeral you was practicing for, and you ain't fooling me. You in there singing that funeral song at that housewarming because you was getting ready for your own stuff. So, in the parking lot, Todd is talking to Patrick about the housewarming. So then up rolls June in a matte black Benz with the bow on it. Okay, June, trying to stunt on him, honey. You trying to stunt on Patrick on the slick, honey, rolling up with that car during work hours. Because, you know, dang on well, you could have gave that to her at home. Child, she barely at the host stand as it is. They're exchanging words, right? And at first I wasn't really paying attention. Then I figure out that Patrick is charging him for parking. He's like, yeah, just put $9 on my debit card and then I have $1. Here go, Patrick. in the confessional. I mean, if he has to pay $10 a whole lot of different ways, then what you doing with a Mercedes? He used his last on gas, that's why. Now, why you charging this man for parking knowing good and well he not gonna stay parked there? Child, Patrick is petty boots. Do y'all hear me? But let me tell you something. That's me all day, honey. Put 2 on this card, put 4 on this card, honey, and the rest on here. Honey, put the rest on here. Because the way my accounts are set up, I got a checking and a savings. Child, sometimes you got to split them payments up. And don't y'all be in these comments acting like y'all don't know about splitting them payments up, child. Because it's a whole fool. Baby June from the hood. Do y'all hear me? The hood. So he brings up not coming into the housewarming. He don't care who you are. He's about to address it. So Patrick is like, yeah, that was my girl's rule. I was comfortable. I was cool. I mean, I've been around you sitting, side by side. I'm cool. June is like, yeah, y'all need to have an understanding since y'all work together. So Todd thinks they all need to get together so everybody feels good and they can all see that it's nothing. You happy with your relationship over here and she happy with her relationship over there. Let me tell y'all something. I am not about to sit down and explain nothing. Like, we can just keep it pushing, honey. We can keep our distance. But I guess that's mature and whatnot, honey. I don't know if I'm there yet. So June tells them that he's there to surprise Chandrika with the car. He was like, yeah, she been working hard and, I just want to surprise her. So then he calls her to come outside and she comes out there. Where can I get me a June bug? Honey, I want a car. Okay, June bug. So Chandrika comes outside, right? She looking all confused, wondering why all 3 of them standing there looking. And she was like, what are y'all, like, what's happening? He said, yeah, you've been working hard and, I got you something. Look. So he tells her to turn around. And at first, she was looking kind of crazy. And I was like, girl, what? But then once she realized what was happening, then she got hyped. Because I was just about to say, child, not you acting like you don't really want it, honey. Her reflex is just a little bit slow. So then she starts blowing the horn and the whole staff comes outside. I'm like, Shardo, not you too, honey. Who at the host stand? Child, the people coming in seating themselves. If y'all don't get back inside. So then Brandon walks up, right? He's like, hey, y'all, what's going on? So Todd said, Chandrika's fiance got her a car. He gonna say, oh, that's weird. Why is it weird? Don't hate, honey, because you the type of man to try to move your lady so you can be comfortable. Ugh. Anyway, so Brian gonna say, it's real ghetto fabulous. I guess they could ride off into the sunset or something. But Torrin was real sweet. Torrin said, what you do for this? Torrin in his confessional, he said, I want to see my friends level up, getting bags and cars and money. I know that's right, Torrin. See, that's the kind of friend I want, honey. Be happy for me. I can't stand bitter people. Shout out to Brandon. Moving forward. Dom was also supportive. That's just a side note. So they all go back inside and child June ain't done. Honey, he go over to the guys. So it's Shardo, Brian, and Torrin. So he goes over there to address the situation. So Torrin said, I wasn't aware that the guest list had changed and that's why I came out to talk to y'all. Baby, June more upset than Chandrika. What is going on? Torrin feels like June should not have approached him before he had a chance to talk to Chandrika, and I agree with that. I really like Torrin. We could easily be friends. He seems so nice. I like nice people. That's like the ultimate compliment. You're nice. I genuinely like nice people. Shout out to Torrin. Moving forward. After they explained what happened and whatnot, he was like, nah, it's cool. I just wanted to touch base. So when he left, Torrin gonna say, oh, he ran up on us, didn't he? Here go Brian. He walked. Brian, I'm not about to play with you. In the next scene over at Brian's house, the crew shows up minus Dom for the burial of Leslie. A moment of silence. And we're back. Child, the toupee that is no longer. Baby, Brian comes out draped and hollering. When I tell y'all this boy, wait a minute. When I tell y'all this boy had on all black, I am done with him. He was hollering and screaming, talking about, I want to jump in the box. Boy, if you don't get yourself together, get yourself together. So as they lay Leslie to rest, ooh, child, what other song could be playing in the background besides, you guessed it, Amazing Grace? Child, this is a whole fool. So Chandrika comes back inside and she's telling them, look, I ain't got time to be playing with y'all. I got to go on this little triple date and whatnot. So then Brian brings up June coming to talk to them. She said, yeah, it's because y'all did some shady stuff. Like nobody came to check on me. Brian said, yeah, but your beef should be with Dom. Like, y'all came together. She's like, I don't really care. I don't even care about it. Torrance said, you do care, because why you saying something about it now? Why is your man approaching me instead of you? So, child, they going back and forth and forth and back. So, in the confessional, Torrance was like, yeah, she just covering up how she really feel. But in the confessional, Chandrika says, I'm mad at Torrance. Because, like, he pressured me to come. And then when I get there, you ain't got nothing to say while we were outside. I mean, to be honest, he was stuck in a sticky situation because you have the people who you threw the housewarming for. And then you have your friend. Torrance, why did you even invite her? Like, that doesn't even make no sense. And you must have known that she was not invited because you were like, well, I want you to come. You know, come for me. It was not your event. It's just a mess all the way around, honey. And I don't want to hear nothing else about it. Y'all didn't come in and y'all stayed out and y'all was in. Child, it's enough. But Chandrika, you and Dom came up with that dumb idea for you to wait outside. Like, that didn't even make no sense. So Chandrika had enough, child, and she head on out. In the next scene, Kandi, Todd, and the other two couples show up for the triple date. So they show up, honey. It's awkward AF. Todd done told them to dress up. Meanwhile, him and Kandi sitting there looking like prom chaperones. Sir, why did you ask them to dress up if it's going to be casual? Child, they getting ready to play games and whatnot, and they dressed up like they about to go to a 5-star restaurant. What is happening? Child, this is a mess. So Kandi introduces the ladies to each other, you know, trying to break the ice and whatnot. So Safaree said in her confessional, yeah, I don't need the triple date. I don't need a play date. I feel how I feel, and that's that on that. Ooh, child. So Todd explains why he came up with the idea. So here goes Safaree. Oh, this was your idea? Baby, don't start. Girl, don't start that, honey. You do not want Kandi to come out of character behind her man. Don't talk about my man and my child and my mama. Shout out to Nene Leakes. Shout out to Nene Leakes. Girl, please leave Kandi's man alone, honey. You don't want that smoke. You better go back and watch season 7. Honey, you do not want that pajama party smoke. She is so rude, child. So Safaree was like, yeah, you know, I just didn't want Chandrika and her man in my space. Like, I just wanted to protect my energy. But Kandi, didn't you say you wouldn't have invited Chandrika either? So I'm just not understanding why we having this meeting, honey. I guess it's just something to film and whatnot. So June said, you know, I was just trying to bury the hatchet. I wasn't coming like that because we just want y'all to have a peaceful work environment. I trust my spouse. You need to trust him. Like, I just want to make sure that everything's good. And I thought that that was really stand up of June. I really did. Child, he has Chandrika's back. Do y'all hear me? Okay, child, she ain't gonna be able to get away from him too easy. So Kandi said, you know, sometimes you just have to feel people out. And in the confessional, here go Kandi. I feel like this triple date was a success. Is it? Because as soon as she get in that car, she gonna tell Patrick he better not be talking to Chandrika, honey, and she ain't fooling me. So Todd was asking Safaree if that was her real name, right? And she's like, no, it's not. I changed it. He said, legally? She said, no, but, you know, everybody knows me as Safaree. And girl say, what now? So her real name is Miriam. Why would you change it to Safaree? Your mama named Miriam. I'm gonna call you Miriam. Girl, ATL is the home of the great pretender. You can literally be anybody you want to be in Atlanta. But I mean, she don't really look like a Miriam though. But if your name is Miriam, I shall call you Miriam. Moving forward. So Kandi asked how long June and Chandrika had been together. He said 2 years. They met on Tinder. Okay, give him a little something to remember. Looking like a right swipe on Tinder. Ha. Shout out to Cardi B. I know that's right, girl. So he swiped right on you. Okay. So Drika was like, yeah, you know, we met up, we started talking, and after a month, we got engaged. And I'm glad y'all didn't rush into marriage. Like, get to know each other first, okay? 2 years, it seems solid. Let's go like 1 more year, and then we'll get into it as we get into it. So Todd asked Patrick how they met. And child, this right here finna be a whole fool. Y'all listening? So he was like, yeah, she slid in my DM. She was like, no. Okay, you slid into mine. She was like, yeah, he was trying to talk to me for at least 2.5 years. Okay. The math ain't mathin'. I don't know much, child, but wait 1 hot damn minute. Let me find out he was in Miriam's DMs when he was with Chandrika. Catch it. So Todd was like, well, at least you were persistent. So Safaree said, yeah, I thought he was a trick. Girl, why in the world would you say that in front of someone's family? That is so disrespectful. Not only is it disrespectful to his family, but it's disrespectful to him. Why would you come out of your mouth and say that even though you thought it? Girl. So Patrick was like, what is a trick to you? She was like, you know, somebody that you have sex with and they give you money. that would make you a prostitute, right? So Patrick said, yeah, I ain't never been no trick. Like, I was player P. The only thing they got from me was the D. Boy, anyway. In the next scene, Don Juan and Philip, they meet up with Brandon and Dom. And so they're asking them if they're dating. So she said, yeah. So Don Juan was like, okay, that's good, but we're going to have to decide which one of you is leaving this building. So Dom, in her confessional, she was like, I think Brandon should leave because, I mean, I've been here longer. The new guy should go. Girl, not the new guy. Ain't this your man? This girl said the new guy should go. So Philip is just basically telling them that they need to keep a certain level of decorum when they're in the building. And don't be acting a fool, honey, no matter what's happening. Moving forward. In the next scene, Todd goes to the barber to get a cut. And Patrick stops by to chop it up with Todd, because that's like a father figure to him, right? And he wants to talk to Todd about proposing to Safari. So he asks how Todd knew Candy was the one. Those bedroom candy toys, and they ain't fooling me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, y'all. I'm just kidding, Candy. But he said that she asked him to pray with her. Oh, that's sweet. Let me tell y'all something. I actually liked Todd more this episode because y'all know he had been getting on my central nervous system. But this episode, he actually did all right. So Patrick is like, yeah, I think I got to keep her. So Todd was like, why do you think Safari is the one? So then they pan across town and Candy is meeting with Miriam. Okay, June, I hear your little song playing in the background. Let me tell you something. Candy will definitely put you on. She gonna give you an opportunity if she don't do nothing else. Her heart is really big. And see, it almost makes me afraid for her. And I think that's probably why Mama Joyce is so protective, because she knows Candy will just take in everybody. Oh, you want to sing a song? She got with Kim and they want to sing a song. And Charlie was tardy for the party. And, it's just, and that's how Kim's, Kim really does owe Candy some royalties, honey. One day we're going to have a conversation about that. Because not for the fact that you came up with a hit song, honey, you were a one-hit wonder nonetheless, but made bread off of it, then spend it into a whole spin-off show. Like, you owe Candy some money, honey. So they're talking, right? And Candy wanted to sit down with her to get to know her because, she really wasn't feeling her quiet as it's kept after that whole sit down. So they started talking about the date, and Candy was like, what did you mean when you said it was a trick? She told y'all what she meant. And they have sex, and he gives her money. And that's what they mean, child. Back with Todd, he keeping it real, right? He said, look, I saw some red flags, especially with her calling you a trick. Like, those are some real words. Like, that stuff from my generation. I ain't like that. And Candy felt the same way. Todd, that was a red flag, but the first red flag is you going by Safari. Them Safaris be chaotic, honey. They come with a little chaos. Why are you changing your name and whatnot? Back over with Candy and Safari, she said that his IG said that he wanted to see how many women he could smash in Atlanta. And Candy was like, it said that? She was like, yeah. She said, okay, so if his Instagram was saying that, then why did you reach out? Good question, Candy. Good question. Let's hear the answer. So she said she wasn't going to be serious with him at first. Okay, so let me get this straight. So you wanted to be a number included in the girls that he smashed in Atlanta. Honey, I'm like Brian now. Is she smart? Because it ain't making no sense. I'm back over with Patrick and Todd. He over there making excuses for her. They don't really know Safari like I know Safari. And so in his confessional, he was like, I'm not worried about Todd saying he sees red flags because at the end of the day, I know that she's the one. Like, she's my twin flame. Well, then why are you coming over here to ask for advice? I hate when people waste my time. If you already know what you have decided to do, please do not ask me my opinion. Honey, I ain't got time to be wasting my breath like that, child. Just go on. So in the confessional, Todd was like, I don't know what the hell is going on. Like, I'm ready to shut it all down. Because Patrick tripping. And is. Back over with Candy and Safari. Candy over there smiling. Candy gonna be smiling, child. Saying, when Patrick mentions Safari, she's his everything, the moon and the stars above. But she act like she could take Patrick or leave him, honey. Like, he ain't the one. So Safari was like, well, he is the one because he respects me. And I love how he loves his family and especially his mom because it makes me want to love my family more. So then she starts getting emotional and she was like, I don't really just be saying stuff because I don't want my emotions to show. And so Candy gets emotional too. Honey, y'all know Candy is a crier. And she's like, oh, I feel so much better now because, girl, I was thinking you didn't want my cousin. And he's like my son. I feel like I pushed him out myself. I feel so happy now. Candy, I hear ya. But I'm still not sold, honey. She's a no for me, big dog, okay? He respects you, Safari, but do you respect him? Girl, gone. In the next scene, the crew gets together at Brian's house, per usual, and they're having a friend date. So they all get in there, right? They asked Chandrika about the triple date. Safari said Patrick was a trick and he was in her DMs for 2 years. Child, she couldn't wait to tell that. She couldn't wait to tell that. So then she tells them that Patrick basically blamed Torrin for the whole ordeal with the housewarming thing. So then Shardo pipes up and he was like, it was the most boring thing that I have ever been to in my life. Like, I was so happy to leave. Well, child, I know it was. It was boring to watch. I can only imagine attending. So Shardo said, what I want to say to you is that I'm sorry for not coming out to comfort you. He said, because, I even told Dom, you should go out there and comfort your friend. Here go Dom. When you said that, production, run it back. He did, in fact, say that. So he said when we were all standing there. So baby Dom starts piping up and going off on Shardo. Do y'all hear me? He's like, I don't know you. She's like, shut the up. You don't know me. So she starts standing all up, calling him an idiot. She's like, Brian, get your little pet. So Shardo was like, this is done. I'm done. And I respected the fact that he did not want to argue with her. She's a woman at the end of the day. And he gets up and he walks out. I respected that. I don't like how she just did him, though, calling him a pet and all those names. You're upset because you were wrong. Point blank in the period. So Brian, in his confessional, he was like, Dominique is my girl and everything, but she's wrong. Like, if we come together, we leave together. Period. She's like, let me tell you something. Shardo, he's canceled. Don't put me in the same room as that stank ass, sassy ass person. But why you gotta be sassy though? Sis, that's out of line. Okay, he's a youngster. Why are you calling him all these names? You look silly arguing with him. Child, that's crazy. Well, after that, child, the party was over. In the next scene, Kandi goes to see Mama Joyce, and she's meeting up with Patrick, Aunt Bertha, and her cousin Weenie, because they want to talk about something. Aunt Nora was missing. So he said he wanted to meet up with his Fantastic Four to run this proposal by them, right? Here go Aunt Bertha. Yeah, Safari and Patrick came over to have dinner. But then she starts talking about the fact that she doesn't eat meat. So Patrick is like, yeah, she eats Impossible meat. She said, what is that? I ain't never ate no fake meat in my life. That's okay. That's okay, Aunt Bertha. They just came up with that. Ooh, child, she a mess. So his mom wanted to know. She was like, what's the meaning of this, child? Why are we here? And Aunt Bertha said, you finna get married. He said, no, I'm not going to get married yet. But then he starts giving this speech about him wanting to add a fifth to the Fantastic Four. So he pulls out this ring, and they thought it was pretty and whatnot. So Kandi said, this not the same ring you gave to the last one, is it? So Patrick is just going around proposing, I guess, child. He finds somebody he like and he proposed. So he said, before he asked, he wanted to ask her dad, though, first. So then he asked Weenie, who is his mom. He's like, what do you think? And basically his mom said, if I don't like him, he leaves him. Ooh, child. Mama Joyce was like, how old are you? He said, I'm 27. Kandi said, that seems young to me. It really does. I mean, I don't think he's ready for marriage, child. I just don't think. So he's like, yeah, well, I went to college. Like, none of y'all went to college. Kandi over there looking like, and? Baby, she was low-key offended that he had told her that she didn't go to college, child. But it didn't matter, Kandi. You were doing your thing, honey. When you're out in the club, don't think I'm not. That should have been your response, child. Don't think I wasn't popping it for pimp just because you was out there pop locking and dropping it at the college. Boy, goodbye. So he's like, I had a different experience of fun. And his mom said, yeah, because you was a hoe. He was like, I wasn't no hoe. They was like, yes, you was. Yes, you was. So then he gonna look at Aunt Bertha and say, Mama, you think that too? She said, 4 out of 4 say you was a hoe. Oh, child, I ain't got time. Let me tell you something, Kandi. Aunt Bertha is the show. I need a season 2 just for her, honey. I don't care nothing about what y'all got going on. I need her in every scene, and I need her to be unfiltered. Child, this is a mess. So they gave their blessing, and Kandi was like, we gonna welcome her to the family. Aunt Bertha gonna say, and if they don't work, we gonna throw her out the family. And that was the end of the episode. Well, what I have to say is this, honey, and y'all didn't ask me because I'm not a part of the Fantastic Four and whatnot, but Patrick, it's a hell now. Honey, I got to ride with Todd on this one because Safari ain't fooling me. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. I thought it was cute, and baby, June do not play, okay? This ain't what you want. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.